Hey everyone, it's Stephanie. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. Today's Monday. Yep. Okay, so the last video on this piece, I think I said I was gonna wait to do another video until I finish this because I want to share my process in quilting this snippet roll, and it's because since I have so much embroidery or like French knots, yarn, and so forth, I thought it would be a great video to show how to quilt something like this. And this is hand quilting. I'm not using machine for these projects. That's my hand stitching is my journey. So right now let me just show you where I'm at. So I'm going back through here and filling in some white French knots. And it's actually off-white. It's hard to tell on the camera. And I have one that's like almost like a platinum white thread, if you will, if you're in regards to like color. So this is an off-white, and I wanted to lighten up this a bit. These are a lot of French knots, y'all. And this piece is getting a bit middle heavy. So what I'm going to do, and I've noticed I should have made the snippet a little longer and maybe a ½ inch wider, because it has shrunk with all of this embroidery and couching and slow stitch. You know, I just have a lot lazy daisies, and it's going to continue to shrink a little bit. This is going to be a much smaller bowl than I originally anticipated. So next time, I think I did 16 inches in length, I want to say. So I probably should have gone, actually maybe I only did 14. I should have gone about either probably like 17 or 18 inches, but that's okay because I'm making various size bowls. And Liz, she has a large bowl I've made her, and then almost a medium-sized bowl. So this will be the small bowl. So one thing I want to let y'all know is this is linen. So if you're new to embroidery, or you've been doing embroidery but you're just like frustrated with a little frustrated with some of your stitches, because stitches do move and stuff sometimes, one thing that really helps me keep well, there's two things that help me keep my French knots in place. And one is the type of thread I use, and I love using crochet thread size 10. And sometimes I use, I think it's like crochet, is it 8? Wait, I can't remember, but there's actually various sizes. And for like really small stitching, size 20 I think is a good size as well. But this is a 10. So most of all these, with this type of thread, I'm using size 10, if that makes any sense. And you can get these in your craft area, like where in Joann's, they keep these where they keep the hoops and other threads over near their yarn section. Let's see, I'm trying to think if Michael's, I have not been in Michael's in that for so long, looking at I don't even know, do they still carry threads? I know Hobby Lobby has a ginormous selection, at least my local one does, of these type of threads. I rarely go into Hobby Lobby anymore, so you just have to check it out. I mean, I like Hobby Lobby and everything. I just I don't know, the last few times I was in Hobby Lobby, it took me forever to get even one employee to help me out. And then the register thing, it's just, I don't know, the last few times my experiences in Hobby Lobby haven't been absolutely wonderful. I'm just really surprised by that. So anyways, so okay, that's the first advice. I do use floss sometimes, and I am a little bit on this piece, and I feel like the crochet thread will help support that floss too. Let me show you. So I'm stitching the white through here, and then I just need to go back from about this section on. I need to add this color, that color, and this color, because I have these colors in on this side. You can tell really. And I use, when I take the strands, or I'm sorry, the thread off, or pull it from this, if you will, I separate it. I use about 3 strands, I think, for the French knots. Just have to go very slowly in separating these so they don't knot up. And that does takes a few minutes, like not a few minutes, but sometimes it actually does, because some of these threads are like wanting to stick together. So let's see, let me show you how the lighting is so bad here today. It might rain. So of course I'm going to cut all these extra strands off, and these are my little bushes, wool yarn, the big chunky braided cord yarn, I guess you can call it. So that's pretty. This part right here, I just need to go back in and I'm going to fill that in with this yarn. I'm going to stitch that in there. So you can even make smaller pieces of these. Isn't that pretty? I'm trying to hide the... And then you can even frame these too. That would be so pretty. Give them as nice gifts. Okay, so the second advice is when I'm doing French knots and embroidery, since this is linen, it's really thin. I always put like muslin on the back of my snippets. It just depends on the project. Like I'm going to be quilting this. This one I didn't, because I didn't really add any like French knots. These were just slow stitching, if you will. But this type of project, I'm definitely going to add that extra layer for stability, and to help, it really helps keep my French knots and everything in place. So that's what I do. And you know what I've noticed too when I'm working with the hoop, is that when I add an extra layer underneath my top fabric, it really helps make my embroidery and stitching more stable, and I'm having an easier time with it. So that's a good tip to try to, maybe if you're struggling, if the fabric just seems real thin, to have just an extra layer of some type. You can even use, like, say for instance, if you have white cotton fabric or linen, muslin. Linen would be another great to have on the back of this. And so you can pick those up when they're on sale, or you can even thrift cotton t-shirts and use them for a backing on your piece to stabilize your work. So I just want to let you know that. I'll show you. So I've got almost this. Actually, I started working on the 3rd row, if you will. I don't know if you would call that row, but section. Let's just call that section. So each section, like this one, this one, this one, I'm using the same threads, but in the order of the thread, I'm kind of changing it up a little bit. So let me show you. So you can see a little bit of a difference between this piece and that piece. This is going to turn out, this is going to be a beautiful bowl. I'm really excited about this. It is taking me a long time to do, and that's because partly I'm working on other projects. But if I were solely to focus on this one, I could probably get it done a lot faster. I did do a lot this weekend on it. So I'm gonna, today, hopefully, I'm gonna just keep on switching back and forth between stitching this. So I'm gonna just go through here today with the white thread, off-white thread, and do the French knots and finish this section today. And next I'm gonna take those green colored flosses and go through there, and then I'll probably do that either tomorrow or Wednesday, and then start working on this section. So I do have, let me show you. So I have this open piece here, open section right there, and so what I'm gonna do, I was going to do some like straight stitching and like a fill-in, like I did here with, let's see if I can find it. I don't know what I did with it. It was here. It's a, oh, here it is. It's this thread. Let's see. So it's definitely a lot thicker than the other floss. It's even thicker than the 10 crochet. So, and that's looking good. I think that's pretty. It's a good contrast. And it really complements the white French knots through there, I think. So, these are really great projects. You can even, you can really even, when you're doing snippet rolls, you know, work in sections like you would if you were doing like a scroll cloth project, like, you know, like a storyboard or story cloth. So this is landscape or ground, if you will. So I'm really pleased with it. I like how it's turning out. So I noticed some of the fabric through here wrinkles a little bit. Did that here, but when I start stitching through here and adding in yarn, it kind of smooths it out a little bit. So that's good. So I hope that tip helps you. It really does make a difference having that extra piece on here. This is very thin linen, the brown is. So. Also, I have there's some actually really pretty, like I put some blue in there and it's really pretty. Can't wait to show this piece when it's done. So I'm just gonna, it's funny, I usually, off camera, I go a lot faster. I feel like filming slows you down. You're being put on the spot. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to put the next one? Right here. I like having this pillow. I usually use like a whole bunch of my like stitch books piled up, but this pillow has been really nice to use. Because since I'm sitting at my desk. And sometimes I'll just like rest my arms while working on this project. So that helps too. To be able to prop up. And this pillow is also kind of my makeshift pincushion too. Let's see, I'm trying to find it is really dark here today, y'all. Even with all my lights on. I'm gonna go here. Yeah. I need to get, the next thing I want to show is, or I need to, is my stitch books, an update on that. That would be fun. That would be a fun video. Okay, I'm getting kind of low on this thread here. So when it's getting shorter, I just kind of like support the thread like this and then kind of like that. It helps. See how I'm holding it? And then I'll just do, at this point, I'm just going to do loop it twice. Or cast it on the needle twice, if you will. you will basically, when you get the hang of French knots, you almost start to have kind of your own process down, what works best for you, you know. And usually if this is too short, I'm just doing two. I could probably do another. Let me just try that. See how it gets a little harder, but it's not really. It's just the way you hold the thread like that. And see, I could probably do another bit, but that's okay. So there's another great tip about having this extra layer of fabric to keep this in place. Actually, right there, it looks like I didn't come through on one area. That's interesting. Huh. So another piece, or another idea, is to bring your needle to tie it off. I kind of stitch it into that layer. Now I'm kind of struggling here, y'all. Usually it goes through really nicely. There we go. It's getting really thick, this piece. I'm just going to stick it through here. There we go. I'm just going to do this. Okay. I noticed the back, because it's getting so full in this area, it's a little harder to... It's okay. You just find a spot where you can get that needle through, and now you should be fine. So that's that, and I hope you keep all your threads and scraps and yarn and stuff. These, you can get a lot of projects out of these as well. So that's what I've got. It's really coming along. Can't wait to finish this right here. So the bowl, I don't even know what the diameter of the bowl is going to be anymore, because it's shrunk down so much. What, maybe a 5 or a 6? Let's see if I have a ruler here. Approximately, it's probably going to be smaller, end up smaller than what I'm measuring now, but that's okay. Wow, we're down to a 5. Okay. So this is definitely going to be a smaller bowl. So another thing I'm keeping an eye on, and I'm going to have to go, is when I join the fabric like so. Usually I have everything center and I watch what I'm doing, but this time I wasn't. So when I get here, I'm actually going to go back and add some French knots through here, and that will help line this up better, I think. See how that's going to be off a little bit? So once I get this here, I'm just going to, I think that will be okay. I could even sprinkle in some French knots here as well, and then it will kind of like balance out a little bit, I think. So, just gonna keep working on it. I think this is so pretty. I love how this feels. It's really nice. Okay, so that's what I got for today, and I hope you like this video. I know I didn't do much on it. Basically, I just got on here because to update you on this and to share my tips with the extra fabric and so forth. So, okay. If you're new here, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos and a lot of projects coming up this year. New ones, new tips and techniques and things like that. I'm also going to be starting up more of what I call stump work embroidery, and build terrains and things like that, different types of terrains, how you can create like moss and just all sorts of projects, and sharing my techniques on those types of projects and everything. So that's going to be super exciting. That's going to be fun. Okay, my best to you and yours, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.